Words are very important. And yes, I have witnessed some of my words that I have expressed with students and how that encouraged them to achieve things that they couldn't believe they could achieve. For example, I had a student who was very timid, first generation, and it was just assuring her that we all had experienced some form of culture shock when we came to college, too. I watched her develop throughout the semester, and she eventually transferred to UC Davis. And she sent me letters of appreciation saying it was me and my words that inspired her to achieve.
So how does my experience as a college student way back in the 80s apply to today's student? Well, if I use words that are kind and compassionate and empower students, then they're going to believe that they too can use words to get their needs met, to feel that they can get that first job as a healthcare career, to continue up that academic ladder, to go and get their associate's degree or their baccalaureate or their master's degree. So I see students now out in the community that are working, that are healthy, that are vibrant. And our students come from really tough backgrounds and economic and social deprivation. But what they learn here at Santa Ana College is that they can overcome all of those obstacles and thrive, both at home, in their personal lives, and out in our community.
Students that come here, especially those that are struggling, are very impressionable. And so our words really do matter, and they're looking at us as educators for guidance and support. And so when we communicate in a way that may come across as judgment, as evaluating them, right? My mentor always said, he said, people don't care what you know unless they know that you care. And so when we communicate that judgment, that evaluation, what it communicates and says to them is, this person may not really care about me, right? Or see me as value. And they're teetering right on that edge. But if we communicate in a way to where it shows that I'm empowering you, I'm holding you accountable, yet I empathize, I'm here, I'm in your corner, that could be that tipping point to them that lets them know that they are supported, that they are actually valued. And so that struggling student knows that they're not alone. And that is so extremely important for our students to experience.
Well, I'm aware of our own biases. All of us have biases. So I come in with the intent to listen. Listen to what students say, listen to how they feel, and listen to the language that they use, and try to use motivational language. There was a situation where in the textbook there was something that referred to a particular person or a particular community, and it was derogatory. I was corrected in class by the student, and I appreciated it, and I told the student, thank you. The student went on, and she transferred to UCR, and she sent me an email saying that it was my acceptance to being corrected that encouraged her to succeed in school. It's so important to listen and be willing to learn. Learning is a lifelong process. We do not have it all now. So we have to learn to accept and develop to the many different type of people who come to us. So this is a strategy I use both in person and in my correction on writing.
I have been an experience to where I had a student to where my words and actions, I believe, really did affect them academically in a positive way. And what occurred, this was recently, a young lady in my class had a very tough upbringing. And the second week of class, she came to me and we were talking about some of the things we learned, and she told me her story. And so she was foster youth, parents abandoned her, grew up in the foster youth system, was homeless multiple times, in multiple abusive relationships. And she came to Santa Ana College to, realize her greatness and try to find who she was. And we had a conversation, and she found out that I'm also do motivational speaking, and she said, I want to be a motivational speaker too. And then she said something that really hurt my heart. She said, but I'm not really special. What can I share with them? There's nothing that I can do that can, and I said, let me ask you a question. You probably met many people in the foster youth, system that had similar experiences to you. She said, yes. And I asked her, where are they now? And she said they either are on drugs, in jail, doing things illegally, or they're not here with us at all. And I said, and look where you're at. You endured all of those things time and time again, and you're still getting up and you're still moving forward. Do you know how inspiring that is to me to hear that about you? And you know, I painted a picture of what it would be like for her to continue with her success and then go back to those foster youth and just share her story. You have that opportunity, you know? And she got very emotional, you know, at that. And she just was on fire for the rest of the semester, straight A student, became a communication studies major. She's taking another class from me in the fall. And it must have really helped because after every single class session, she would then stay after class and we would talk for 30, 45 minutes, herself and her significant other, about what she learned today and can apply in her life. And so that story really chokes me up because our students have such amazing upbringings and these, you know, some of them hard backgrounds, yet they're still fighting. And it makes me want to fight for them.